Hi everyone. So this tutorial is about list in Python. That is, what is list, how to create it, and how to access the list elements, how to change the list elements, how to select a range of elements, that is how to slice it, what are the basic operations that we can perform on list, what are the built-in methods supported by the list, and at the end that we are going to see how to demonstrate a list. What is it? A list is a data structure. It can be mutable or changeable. In the sense, once a list is created with items, the items can be modified at any point of time. Each element of a list is called an item. An item can be similar type or mixed type. Let's see how to create a list. How do we create a list? Lists are defined by having values in between square brackets. Items within the open and close square brackets are separated by comma operator. In general, the first item will be stored in index 0. Here index represents the position of the item. The first item usually will be stored in 0th index. Item in the list can be accessed by using its index number. The syntax for creating a list is name of the list equal to, within an open and close square bracket, we need to write item 1, item 2 up to item n number of items that we can list. All items should be separated by comma operator. For an example, so this is my list equal to 10, 20, 30. The items are enclosed within open and close square bracket and are separated by comma operator. So here the items are 10, 20 and 30. All are integer type, all are similar type. So this is an example for creating similar type of list. So here my list is name of the list and all are integer type data type, integer data type. The first item is stored in the index 0. This is an example for how to create list item with mixed type. My list equal to 10, hello, 20.0, a comma b, 5 comma 6. So here we have 5 different items. The first one is integer type, second one is string type, third one is float type, fourth one is tuple, fifth one is a sublist. So this is a kind of example for mixed type of list. One important thing in this list is, if the list item is a string, that should be enclosed within single quote or double quote. And another thing is, from this list that we can understand, a list can also contain other list. That is, one list can be nested in another list. So this is about how to access list items. How do we access list item? List items can be accessed by using open and close operator. We need an index to access the list items. The index, it begins from 0. If a list contains 5 items, then first item is stored in 0 index. The last item is stored in n-1 index, where n indicates the number of items in the list. Here the number of item is 5. So the last item will be stored in 5 minus 1 index, that is 4th index. Index is always int value and it can be either positive or negative int. For example, my list equaled 10, hello, 20.0, a comma b and 5 comma 6. So here 10 is integer type, hello is string type, 20.0 is float type, a comma b is a tuple, 5 comma c is a sublist. One important thing is 10 is stored in is the first item which is stored in 0th index. The last item is a sublist 5 comma 6 which is stored in 4. Since the number of items in the list is 5, so the last item will be stored in 5 minus 1 index, hence it is stored in 4th index. The index can be either positive index or negative index. So if it is positive index, the first item is stored in 0th index. The last item is stored in n-1 index. If you want to represent a negative index, then the first item is stored in minus n position. N indicates number of items in the list. Since we have 5 items, the first item 10 is stored in minus 5 index. The last index is stored in minus 1 index. Suppose if you want to print all the items in the list, how to print? Inside the print function, just we need to mention the name of the list. So here the name of the list is my list, just we need to mention it. If we mention like this, the output will be all the list items that we can see it in the output. Suppose if you want to print the first that item stored in index 1, my list of 1, if you specify, the item stored in index position 1 will get print. So here hello is stored in index position 1, so that will be printed here. If you specify my list of 3, then this tuple item will be printed. So here my list of minus 1 is printed. So in that minus 1 indicates negative index where we have a sublist 5 comma 6 that we are printing. If we specify my list of minus 3, the minus 3 index that we have float value 20.0, that will get print. Suppose if you specify the index value, if it is not at all fit into that list, then we'll throw index error. So here we have 0 to 4 index. In the positive index we have values 0 to 4. The negative index we have value from minus 1 to minus 5. But here we specified print my list of 6. That means we are asking to print the item present in 6th index. Since there is no item present in the 6th index and there is no index for this my list, so the Python interpreter will throw one error. That error is called index error. This slide is about how to slice a list. Slicing indicates selecting a range of items from the list. So to select a range of items from the list, we use colon operator, which is known as a slice operator in Python. So how do we use this colon operator means the syntax for using this operator is within the open and close square bracket, we need to write starting index colon end index colon step value. The starting index and ending index indicates the range of element to be selected from the list. And the step value indicates each nth element within the range that you want to select. If starting index, ending index and step value are not specified while slicing a list, then default value of each will be considered. So what is the default value for each of these index? For start index, end index and step value, the default index for start index is 0. The default index value of end index is n, that is number of items in the list. The default value of step value is 1 by default. And these three indexes can be either positive or negative integer value. For example, here we have a my list which has 7 values: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. The value 10 is stored in 0 index if it is positive index. The last item 70 is stored in n-1 index. Here we have 7 items. So 7 minus 1, which is 6. So the last item 70 is stored in 6th index. To say it in negative index, the last item will be stored in -1 index. The first item is stored in -n index. N is number of items. Here it is 7. The name of the list is here my list. The number of items are 7. Default value of start index is 0 in case of positive index. The default value of end index is n, which is 7. Default value of step value is 1. One important thing that we need to note while slicing a list: always starting from start index to n index -1 of items will be selected from the list. While slicing, starting index to n index -1 items will be selected. Not up to n index, up to n index -1 item will be selected. For example, consider this. Here I am slicing my list of colon operator. So here start index, n index and step value. These three indexes are missing. So if these three are missing, then the default value will be considered, as I told in the previous slide. So the start value of start index default value is 0. So from this 0 index, n index is by default n. So here it is 7. So starting from 0th index, n-1 index item will be selected, not n index. N index -1 item will be selected. And the step value is 1. Since step value is 1, the step value 1 indicates the number of items to be fetched from the list. Starting from 0 to all the items n index up to starting from 0 to end of the list, we have to select items one after another. So that output will be like this. Suppose if you specify my list of 0 colon, which indicates that we have specified start index, but we didn't specify n index and step value. So in that case, what will happen? The default value of n index and step value will be considered. So what is the meaning of this is, we need to select items starting from 0 to n. End index is here 7 by default. That means 7 -1 index elements we need to select. The step value is -1. So again the output will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Consider this case mylist:7. In this example, start index is missing and step value is also missing. So default value for start index and step value will be considered. The range of number of elements that will be fetched from the list is starting from 0 to 7 minus 1 elements, that is up to 6 elements. Since step value is 1, all the values will be fetched. My list of 0 to 7, in this case step value is missing. By default step value is 1. So starting from 0 to 7 minus 1 index, values will be retrieved. In this example, that we are selecting range of elements from index 2 to 6. That means we need to select elements from 2 to 6 minus 1 index. In 2 we have 30. 6 minus 1 is 5. In the fifth index we have value 60. So starting from 2 to fifth index, the values are 30, 40, 50 and 60 we have. All will be retrieved one after another, since step value is 1. So here in this example, my list of :-1, the index is negative index for the n index. So here the starting index is missing, since so that the default value for the start index will be considered. The default value is by default the first item, which is -7. So -7 to -1 index, that is -2 up to -2 index. All the items will be retrieved one by one. In this case, my list of -7 : we have. So we have only starting index. The end index is missing. Step value is also missing. This indicates we need to fetch element from start index is -7. Here the end index is the last item, that is -1. All the items one after another will be fetched. In this case, my list of -5 : -2. That means we are selecting a range of values in between the list. The starting index is -5, where we have value 30. The end index is actually -2, but we need to fetch from -2 to -1 index, that is -3. So starting from -5 to -3 index, items will be fetched. 30, 40, 50 will be fetched. In this case, we specified my list of 2 : -2. Starting index is positive, end index is negative. That also possible. In such a case, in the positive index 2, we have value 30 from this index. N index is -2, which means -2 - 1, which is equal to -3. So starting from 2 to -3 index, all items will be fetched one by one. Consider this one. Here my list of 0 to 7 : 2. The step value is, here we specified 2, which means starting from 0 to 7 minus 1, that is 6th index, up to 6th index, we need to fetch the items one one value that has to be skipped. The step value 2 indicates from 0th position you skip one item, and if you we need to jump to 2 position. If you jump from 10 to by 2, we'll go to 30. From 30, if you jump 2 position, we'll go to 50. From 50, if you jump 2 position, we'll go to 70. So the items 10, 30, 50 and 70 will be fetched. In this slide, how to change list item that we are going to see. List is a kind of mutable. In the sense, once created, the list items can be modified. So the list item can be changed by referring to the item's index. The syntax is the name of the list, then open square bracket and n square closed square bracket. Within the open and closed square bracket, we need to specify index item to be changed. Then equal new value for the item. For example, my list equaled 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. See, if we print this my list, all the items starting from 0 to n will get print. See here, I want to change the item present in index 1. How to change? We specify first the name of the list, then within the open and close square bracket we specify the position of the item to be changed. So here I want to change the item present in first index, index 1. We specify 1, then equal operator. After the equal operator, we need to specify the new value. Here I am specifying 200. So if we execute this statement, we will get this output. That is, in that index 1, we have the value 20 that will be replaced by the new value 200. In this case, my list of -1 equal to 100. That is, the item present in at index -1 is changed to 100. In our example, in that -1 we have value 60, that 70, that will be replaced by the new value 100, so that we are getting this output. Consider this one, my list of 2:5. Starting index is 5, ending index is, starting index is 2, end index is 5. That means that we are going to change a range of items with the list of values. So in the 0th index we have value 30, and in the 5th index we have value 60. Actually, when you specify the last index, n index -1 will be selected. So the range of items will be selected from 2 to 4. The values are 30, 40 and 50. All are going to be replaced by the new values 300, 400 and 500. So if you print this, you will be getting this output. This slide is about what are the basic operations supported by a list. The first basic operation is len. The function len. Len indicates the length of a list, that is, number of items present in the list. Len is a function that can be performed on a list that will return number of items present in a list. For example, len of 1, 2, 3 I am specifying. Here the list contains 3 values, so it results 3. It returns, the meaning of len function is length, or we can say that is used for finding number of items present in a list. A two list can be added in the sense concatenated. To concatenation, we use plus operator. when we use plus operator, the two list items are not added, rather concatenated. That means the second item is merged with the first item, first list at the end of the list. So here the first list is contains 1 to 3 values. The second list contains 4, 5, 6 values. When we concatenate these two, the second item values are, that is 4, 5, 6 will be merged with the first items at the end of the first item, first list. 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6 we will get print. Then multiplication operator, which indicates a repetition operation. When we use a repetition operator with the list, then that list items will be repeated n number of times. For example, here 10, the list contains value 10 and it is multiplied by 4, which indicates the item 10 will be repeated 4 times. That is the reason we have this output. Then membership operation. To find membership operation, we use in operator. In operator is used for finding a particular item is present in the list or not. So we will return a boolean value, either true or false. If the item present in the list will return true value. If the item not present, then will return false value. In this example, 3 in 1, 2, 3. I am checking 3 is present in the list items 1, 2, 3 or not. I am asking. Since we have the 3 in the list, so we will return true value. The next operation is iteration operation, which indicates a list item can be iterated. One after another we can iterate through the list and we can print it. For that we use for control structure. For x in the list 1, 2, 3, then colon operator print x, which indicates I am moving through the list starting from first item to end item, then I am printing one after another. This is iteration operation. In this slide, so what are the various built-in methods supported by the list? List supports a lot of built-in methods. So using these methods that we can manipulate the list very easily. So that is the reason it is called an advanced data structure. In the sense, list is an advanced data structure, which means that supports a lot of built-in functions. Using that, the list items can be manipulated very easily. The first built-in method is len function. Len function is used for counting the number of elements that we have in the list. So here my list equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and 70. Totally we have 7 items. So if we print len of my list, we will get output 7. That counts the number of items in the list. So number of occurrences of element can also be counted using count function. How to use this count function means name of the mylist dot count of, within the open and close parenthesis we need to specify the item to be counted. So here in this mylist I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 70. 70 is repeating 2 times. I want to find out how many number of times the 70 is repeating in the list. Using count function we can do. So print of my list dot count of 70 will count the number of times 70 is occurring in the list. It occurs 2 times, so you will get output as 2. The next function is append function. The meaning of append function is that add new element at the end of the list. We can add an element at the end of the list, that is called append function. So here I have my list which contains elements from 10 to 70. My list dot append of 80, that means I am adding a new element 80 at the end of the list. So if you print my list, you will get output 10 starting from 10 to 80. We can remove an element. To remove, we use remove function. The remove function will remove the element by specifying its value. List contains set of values. By specifying a particular value, that particular element can be removed from the list. That is use of remove function. Consider this my list which contains values starting from 10 to 70. My list dot remove of 70, which means that I want to remove the element 70 in the list. So if we print, the 70 will be removed and the remaining items will be printed. Suppose I want to remove all the items in the list. How to do that? For that we are using clear function. Clear removes all the element at a time from the list. Here I have my list. Values are from 10 to 70. My list.clear, if we give, that removes all the elements and it prints an empty list. So apart from this remove and clear function, we have one more function called pop that is used for removing an element by specifying the position of the element, the index of the element. Consider this, my list contains elements starting from 10 to 70. I want to remove the element present at index 6. So here the element stored at index 6 is 70. I want to remove it. So how to do that? My list dot pop of 6. 6 indicates the position of the element. So the 70 is removed and the remaining elements are printed here. The next function is index function that is used to find the position of an item in the list. Suppose I have a list with certain items. I want to find out the position of a particular item. Where an item is stored in which index. I want to find out. How to do that? My list, the list items are 10 to 70. I want to find the index 10 is stored in which index. That items 10 is stored in which index. How to find? My list dot index of 10 will return the position of the 10. So here the 10 is stored in 0th index. So we will be getting output 0. The next method is copy method. The use of this copy method is that copy a list to another list. We can create a new list from the old list. How to do that? Here I have a list called my old list which contains elements from 10 to 70. I want to create a new list from this list. How to do that? We specify the name of the new list. So here I am going to have my new list name is my new list, which is equal to my old list dot copy. If we give, so that list, existing list is my old list which contains values 10 to 70. So all the items will be copied to this new list. So if we print my new list, we will be getting the values 10 to 70. The next method is extend method that is used for joining one list at the end of the another list. So here I have old list, my old list which contains values 10 to 70. Then I have a new list called my new list which contains values 80 and 90. I want to extend my old list using this new list. How to do that? My old list dot extend of my new list. If we give, the new list items are appended at the end of the old list item. So that we will be getting the output from 10 to 90. The next function is insert function, that is used for insert a new element at the specified index. We can insert an element at the specified index. So for that we use insert function. Consider this my list which has values from 10 to 70. My list.insert of 4,80. So here 4 indicates location that you want to insert the element 80. So here the fourth location is, this is 10 is stored in 0th index, 20 is stored in index 1, 30 is stored in index 2, 40 is stored in index 3. Next to that 40 I want to insert 80. For that we use this function my list.insert of 4,80. So after this, if you print my list, you will be getting this output. Sort function, that is used for arranging list items in order. Here I have a list of items. To sort it, we use my list.sort. Since it is already in started order, we are getting the same output. Reverse function, that is used for printing the list item in reverse order. So here the my list which contains values from 10 to 70, my list.reverse that will print items starting from 70 to 10. That's all about list. Let's see a simple demonstration on how to use this list and its functions. The first thing is, you are going to create a list with similar items. For that, my list equal to 10, 20, 30 I am giving. So here all the items are integer data type. So if you print, my list will get 10, 20, 30 will be printed. See that we are getting the output 10, 20 and 30. The thing is here the list elements all are similar. In this case, the list elements are different kind. We print it, you will be getting 10, hello, 20.0, a comma b, 5 comma 6. All are different. 10 is int, hello is string, 20.0 is float, a comma b is tuple, 5 comma 6 is a sublist. So this is an example for how to access list items. Print of my list will print all the elements one after another. Print of my list of 1 which indicates the particular element present in index 1 will get print. My list of 3 means the element present in index 3 will get print. The element present in -1 will be printed here. So here -3 indicates the element present in -3 will get print. So here we have print of my list of 6. So here the index is 6 which indicates there is no index in this my list. So we will be getting error. See that? We are getting index error, that is index, list index out of range error we are getting. Since we don't have the index 6 for this my list. This is an example for how to slicing a list. So in this case we didn't specify start index, end index and step value. So in such a case all the default value will be used. So start index default value is 0, end index is n. So all the items will get print one after another. The default value or step value is 1. So in this case we have index value for starting index, but we don't have the values for end index and step value. So in such a case default value will be considered for end index and step value. Since start index is 0, from 0 to last index we will be getting output. Start index and step value are not specified in this case. We have only n index value. So in this case, default value for start and step value, default value for step value will be used. 0 to index 7 minus 1 is 6 up to last index. All the items one after another will be printed. So here start value, end value, but step value is not specified. Okay. So in such a case, the default value of step value will be considered. It is 1. The output is 10 to 70. So here all these three values are specified. So in such a case, the output will be from index 0 to 7 minus 1, one after another, all the element will get print. So here we are selecting a range of element in between the list. Starting from 2 to 6 minus 1 index, I want to fetch list items. So how to do that? My list of 2:6 will print the starting index 2 where we have the value 30 and end index is 6 minus 1 which is 5 where we have value 60. So that we are getting values from 30 to 60. In this example, the negative index for end index is used. Negative index is minus 1. So in that minus 1, this is 70 is stored in minus 1. So that one will get print. Starting from 0 to minus 1, all the elements will get print. 0 to minus 1, which indicates 0 to minus 2. In the minus 2 we have value 60. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 will get print. In this case, negative index for starting index. Start index is minus 7. In the minus 7 we have the value 10. From this value, end index is missing, so the last item all will get print. The last item index is 7. 7 minus 1 is 6. In the 6 we have value 70. So 10 to 70 all item will get print. So here select range of item from mid using negative index. I am printing the values starting from minus 5 to minus 2, minus 1 end index. So minus 5 we have the value, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. So from 30 I want to print minus 2, minus 1 which is equal to minus 3. So this is minus 4 and minus 3. So starting from 30 to 50 we will be getting. So in this case that we have specified step value is 2. So that output is 10. Step value 2 indicates from a particular number we have to jump 2 position. 10 to, if you jump from position 10 to 2 position, you will be jumping to 30. From 30 if you jump 2 position, you will be getting 50. From 50 if you jump 2 position, you will be getting 70. So all these items will be retrieved. So in this case, changing a list item using a positive index. This is my list which contains values 10 to 70. I want to replace the value at 1 by 200. In that index 1 we have value 20. I want to replace by 200. So for that time we are using my list of 1. Then in this list my list of minus 1 is replaced by 100. The minus 1 we have the value 70, that is going to be replaced by 100 here. Then my list of 2 to 5 is going to be replaced by 300, 400 and 500. In the index 2 we have value 30. Then in the end index is 5, that means 5 minus 1 which is 4. So in the fourth index we have the value 50. So starting from 30 to 50 all the elements are replaced by 300 to 400 and 500. So this is an example for list basic operations len function. Print len of 1 to 3, which means length of the list 1 to 3. So here we have 3 elements, so we will be getting output 3. It returns number of elements present in the list. So this is concatenating of two lists. The first list is 1 to 3, second list is 4, 5, 6. The second list is concatenated with the first list at the end of the first list. Repetition of a list item. For that we use multiplication operator. Here the list contains value 10 and it is multiplied by 4, means it is the list item 10 is repeated by 4 times. Find an item is a member of a list or not. How to check? Say for example, the item 3 is present in the list 1 to 3 or not. I want to find out. How to find? 3 in 1, 2, 3. If I give, will return true value. Since the 3 is present in the list 1 to 3 list, so will return true value. This basic operation is iteration, iterating through a list. That means we can enumerate the list items one after another. For that we use for loop. For x in 1, 2, 3 colon print x. If we give, the output will be is 1, 2, 3. All the items one after another will be enumerated. Count the number of items in the list. For that we use len function. Already we have seen that. Here it returns 7. Count the occurrence of an item. For that we use count of function. That count function will return how many number of times a particular element present in the list. So here I am specifying 70. So 70 is appearing 2 times in the list here. So we will return 2. This is append function that is used for adding a new element at the end of the list. So here I have an element, a list with an elements starting from 10 to 70 and 70. So the 80 will be appended at the end of this second 70. Remove an element by specifying its value. How to do that? For that we use remove function. So remove of the element to be removed. We specify here. If we do, that particular element will be removed from the list. Here the list contains 10 to 70. I am going to remove using remove function the element 70. If we print, the element will be removed. After removed, we have the list from 10 to 60 that will get print. Remove all the elements of a list. How to do? Using clear function we can do that. My list.clear, if we give, all the elements will be removed from the list. So if you print my list, you will be getting empty list. Remove an element by specifying its index is also possible. Right? So I want to remove the element which is stored in index 6. So in this case, in the 6th index we have the value 70 that I want to remove. For that we use pop function. My list.pop 6, if you specify that element 70 will be removed. Find an index of an item. For that we use index function. We have a list of items. I want to find that particular item present in which location. For that we use index function. Index of the item, if we give, will return the position of the item. So here the 10 is stored in 0th index, so it returns 0 value. Copy a list to another list using copy function. So copy, that's used for creating a new list from the old list. So here I have a list called my old list which contains value starting from 10 to 70. I want to create a new list from this old list. How to do that? My new list equal to my old list dot copy. If we give, then that my new list will contain all the values of my old list. Joining a list at the end of the another list, that is also possible. I have two lists here. One is called my old list which contains values starting from 10 to 70. Also, I have another one list called my new list, which contains values 80 and 90. I want to join these two lists. How to do that? I am going to join the new list with the old list. How to do that? My old list dot extend of my new list. If we give that, my new list items will be added, will be appended at the end of the my old list. This is an example for how to insert an element at the specified index. For that we use insert function. So it takes two arguments. The first argument is we need to specify the location of the element where you want to insert. The second argument we specify the value of the element. So here I am specifying my list.insert of 4, 80. That is, I want to insert the element 80 at the location 4. So here the 80 is stored at the index position 4, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, where we have value 80. Arranging items in an order. Here the my list, which contains values 10 to 70, since all the items are already in order, the same that we can get print. If it is in different order, will be arranged in ascending order by default. To reverse the list item, will print the items in a descending order. That's all about list. Thanks for watching.